Okay, it's Paul here, and as promised, we're going to be showing you how to install a blog on your domain name. We're going to be using the WordPress platform, as you've probably gathered by now. Now, what we want to do first, obviously, is therefore install WordPress on our domain. And to do that, the first thing we need to do is go to our web hosting control panel. There are two ways that you can do that. You can either go to the welcome email that you got from your web hosting company when you first signed up, or you can simply type in your primary domain name. If you've only got one, well, that's the one to type in. But if you've got more than one domains, then the primary domain name, the very first one that you bought, is the one that you need to type in, and this is how you do it. So you type in your domain name followed by cpanel, spelt correctly, of course. And of course you get prompted with the name and password that you were given when you first got your welcome email. Click OK, and you get taken to your cpanel. Okay, now they all look more or less the same no matter who you signed up with. What you want to do is scroll down, and you're looking for a section headed Software Services or Software and Services. Now, what you'll find is it could come under two different things here. On this hosting company that I'm currently with, it's in this section here, Easy Script Installs, and I simply click on that, and here is the WordPress in the top left hand corner, and if I hover over it, then I get the chance to install. Let me also show you what else it could be under though. Just one moment please. Okay, on some cpanels it's also called, it's in the same software and services section of your cpanel, but it's called Fantastico Deluxe. Okay, it's two different ways of doing exactly the same thing, but whichever way you've got, they're always in the software and services section. So all we need to do then is whichever way you get to it, you simply click on the install option, and you get asked to type in some very basic information. The protocol, http:// is fine. Now choose the domain. Now if you've only got one domain, then this is going to be it. But if you've bought more than one domain, what they want here is the domain that the WordPress installation needs to sit in. In other words, it need not necessarily be your primary domain, and in this case it's not. If you remember, the very first page that I showed you was that we got that blank page when we went to my domain name, makecashfromyourwebsite.com. So that's obviously where we want to install our WordPress blog. So let's just click that drop down arrow and we'll go to, I'm looking for it, makecashfromyourwebsite.com in a directory. Okay, if you just want it in the root of the directory, and of course you do, then just leave that blank. It does actually say that here. To install in my domain, just leave this empty. So that's what we'll do. The database name, we'll just leave it to generate its own for the purpose of this discussion. Okay, some very simple settings. The site name. Now you might want to call this, if you're doing how to fish for big fish, or you know, how to play golf properly, or you know, something like that, cricket for beginners, that's what you would type in here. And a slight description, just a single sentence: how to play cricket for early learners, something like that, whatever you want to put in there. Okay, admin username, just make up something here. Just a little tip here, don't use admin. It's the first thing that hackers will guess at, so choose something other than admin, and don't choose pass or password or something like that for the password. Okay, look, for the moment I'm going to just leave it at admin despite what I've just said, but I don't want you to do the same. And for the password, I'm just going to type in the first thing that I know I can easily remember in a minute. Okay, let's just go to 9 and give ourselves an extra point there. An admin email, where do we want emails from our site to come? Let's just put our own email there, so I'm going to put mine. Okay, select language, well of course it's English. In fact, we don't need to do anything like that. Just down the bottom here, it's going to tell us, it'll send us an email once it's fully installed, email installation details to, well, I'm going to just do the same thing as I've put up there. So we'll do that and then we'll click install. Now sometimes it can take a little while, usually a few minutes. It says there, in fact, 3 to 4 minutes. Please do not leave this page until the progress bar. Well, there you go. How easy was that? The software was installed successfully. Okay, now that should mean, if you think about it, that if I now go back to that original screen, at that original domain name, where all we got was that error message, and I just refresh that screen, we should get a very basic WordPress installation. Let's just do that. Okay, well, here we are, and I reckon if I just type in make cash from your website.com and press return, and there it is, of course, just a very basic website which I can then go on to customize and generally add content to. And that, friends, is how to install WordPress.